was 2:17 and when she made the call, yes back. Yes yelling again, Ivy locked the door, please hurry. Her voice was calm. Too calm, that kind of calm you learn when screaming never helps. Her name was Tiana Brooks, a 28-year-old mother, a nursing student, a survivor. This wasn't her first call to 911, but it was the first time it would end in gunfire. She didn't want trouble. She wanted safety. She didn't grab a knife. She didn't threaten anyone. She called for help, but when help came it didn't knock, it broke in. They said they knocked, but her neighbors didn't hear it. They said she didn't respond, but the 911 call was still live. Tiana's voice was still on the line. Hello, are they outside? I think I hear someone. The door creaked open. Maybe she thought it was the dispatcher. Maybe she thought it was help, but the second she peeked out, flashlights hit her face, and guns followed. She didn't get a command. She didn't get a warning. She got bullets. They shot her 3 times, once in the shoulder, twice in the chest. She collapsed onto the floor, still holding the phone, still trying to speak. But instead of running to help her, they shouted, "Put your hands where we can see them." Even as she bled out, even as her eyes rolled back, they handcuffed her. Yes, they handcuffed her. Suspect, not victim, not woman, not the one who called. Just another threat. Tiana was still alive, barely. She moved her fingers, her lips trembled. Her chest rose and fell, but no one touched her. No one knelt beside her. No one said, "Hold on, we've got you." They stood over her like she was evidence. Not a human being. She was the one who called for help. She was the one who got shot. And now she was the one left alone, because to them saving her wasn't urgent. 2 hours later, the report was filed. It read, subject was uncooperative. Subject exited residence abruptly. Officers feared for their safety. Use of force was necessary. Not a word about the 911 call. Not a word about domestic violence. Not a word about how she begged for help. Because in this system-ass language, truth is what they say it is. And when a black woman bleeds, the ink often dries before anyone cares. The next morning, it was on page 6, buried beneath football scores and weather forecasts. Officers respond to domestic incident. 1 woman hospitalized. Investigation ongoing. No name, no photo, no outrage. Because Tiana wasn't newsworthy, she didn't die, she didn't riot. She just got shot and survived. And in America, that kind of story disappears before it even begins. Tiana survived, but her chest never fully healed. Her right arm trembled when she reached for things. Her nightmares came every night. Same sounds, same flashlights, same pain. And when she finally went home, there was a hole in the wall where her blood had dried. No one had cleaned it. The world moved on, but she stayed in that hallway, reliving the moment they looked her in the eyes and still pulled the trigger. It took her 6 months to speak to a lawyer, 9 months to walk without pain, and a full year to file the complaint. But when she did it, it like lightning. Failure to identify victim, use of deadly force without cause, negligent medical delay, violation of constitutional rights. At first, the city denied everything, said the officers acted within policy, said her call was unclear, said the trauma was self-inflicted. But the more they denied, the more people paid attention, and finally, someone asked, what if she had been white? He'd done it before. Officer Jason Cole had 3 prior complaints, 2 suspensions, 1 written warning for pulling a weapon too quickly, and yet he was still assigned to respond to domestic calls, still authorized to carry a gun, still protected by his badge. When they asked why he was still on the force, a spokesperson replied, "The department is reviewing the matter." Reviewing. Not apologizing, not correcting, just reviewing, because in the system he served patterns don't matter. Only protection does. 2 years later, Tiana Brooks stood in front of the cameras. No makeup, no lawyer, no script, just a scar across her chest and fire in her voice. I called for help. I didn't ask to be shot. I didn't deserve to be treated like a threat. And I am still here. She didn't get a conviction. She didn't get an apology. But she got her voice back, and this time no one could silence her.